So just going to reset the colors black to white, take out the stroke just so I can see through it, and in the palette just kind of getting ellipse tool and or window shade out the tool so you can see them. And if you have Command R for rulers, you can give yourself a ruler guide, find the approximate center, and that'll help you locate that initial selection. So just kind of looking at the overall outside piece, and just deselect, and it'll Smart Guides will help you find the center to it, so you can draw it from the top. The other option is, again, you can draw these circles right from the top here. Select these two and actually drop it down like that. So you can illustrate it two different ways to build it up. This section, dropping it down with the Option and the Shift, and you'll be able to see right through to the back of it. Take a rectangle tool just to find the edges, and build that piece up. So it kind of gives you a couple places to work with. So with these two highlighted and using the shape builder, whoop, don't do that, let it disappear, shape builder. That's where you can actually highlight all of that part and it can put it back in the background. But it's just trying to build up that initial selection. So you could take it from there just by combining these two. So you can do that, or you can actually use the Pathfinder. So I'll bring that back into play on the section there. So here's the Pathfinder. So you can actually make the shape right from that. Let's see, back this up a little bit. So that'll give you one ulterior option for it. And you can select that into the back. Click on a gradient, for example. Here's the linear gradient. Here's the editor. You can actually adjust it and take colors right from here. To grab that selection. So this one just holding the Option to duplicate it, and it gives you that section behind it. Okay, so it's kind of building that piece up. This one just bringing it to the foreground, just giving the color so that you can see through it. And this top one, just going to Option and Shift key and drop it down. So these two I can use to help me cut this out. And use the shape builder again. See if that's going to place it in there. So that gives me this section. I'm just going to hold the Shift key down so it has these items selected. And takes that one out. So you can kind of see that piece. So this part you can actually clip off with the other section. So it has a couple hidden pieces that you can see. Just kind of setting them out there. So if I select all of them, using the shape builder again, Option to click off that piece. So it's just a matter of getting organized with all your shapes. And since they overlap, you won't see that section beneath it. And then the part that comes off to the side, just use the pen tool. Click to set it. That shape, and we can use the same gradient. Now remember, this gradient, just drop it over here to fill it, and this will make it that shape on the side. Taking a look, you can change the interior of that color. You can put a gradient on the top of this one. When you take a look at that shape, that can also have a gradient. You can use some of the strokes that have it. There's just kind of a simple pattern built up into that section. So I'm going to take that off. So it's just a few shapes, circular on top, using the Pathfinder to help you place it in there. Again, if you bring the gradient annotator out here, this is the part where you can adjust or change some of the colors. By clicking sets a color, double clicking brings in another value to it. So you can kind of get that selection there, or you can go in and lighten the color right from here. And that gives you that selection to it. And just group it together. Give it a try from there. So see if you can't place that in there using the gradients. Again, once it's grouped together, you can just select, double click, and it'll bring it into a selection that you can use the radials. So I'll try the radial on this one. Here's the annotator for this one. And just going to the outside edge, down to this piece. So now the gradient goes around that selection. I can click on a couple of these to change some of the linear parts. Trying to make it look like the tape. And adjusting some of these pieces here. This is going to give you the hard-edged slider up on top. And just come out of there. So it gives you that selection to try with that one. See if you can do that tape roll there.